When working from home, how do you go from being a colleague to a parent and spouse, and then also trying to be an individual all within the span of 5 minutes?
Really, I think one of the best kept secrets in the leadership world. The concept in Bowen theory, differentiation of self, could be a very useful tool for people to use when they're working from home. The components, I think, of differentiation of self kind of at the easy level, because the concept actually is pretty complex. But at the easy level, I think of just four components: being emotionally mature, engaging in critical thinking, being able to pay attention to being an individual or a solid self, and maintaining connection. And so a person may be shifting gears frequently between those four components. But if a person can think about what the components of differentiation of self are, and that this is just, it's a good daily workout. It's like taking a run. It's like going for a walk. It's like going to the gym. Differentiation of self, Dr. Bowen akined it to a biological analogy that was related to symbiosis.
I've also heard a lot of examples of people saying that the expectation now is that, well, you're home, you should be on call all the time, more or less. How do you manage those sorts of boundaries as well? Because it's not just on the family side.
Bowen theory is about maintaining equilibrium in the systems that you're involved in, both self to the system and hopefully maintaining equilibrium in the system itself. So there are two levels of equilibrium I think that people need to pay attention to: is their own and then that of the system.
This seems like it's a struggle of priorities to some extent.
It's the idea that both systems and the valuing of them is important, and not that they're in competition with each other. I think we have to just engage in critical thinking about what's the best way for me to focus my time and energy while I'm in this system. It doesn't mean that I value work less or more, or my family less or more, because of my decision to address one system as compared to another system, given the situation of the moment.
You're at home and you're working, so these two systems are certainly colliding. What are people going to learn in defining leadership that'll help them see these systems and manage through this work-life balance now that it's integrated? Like it's one thing now, it seems like.
Well, what they're going to learn first and foremost is they're going to learn extensively what differentiation of self is, what constitutes it, what is it made of or comprised of, how to work towards being more differentiated. And differentiation of self really gives a person a blueprint, a map to use to navigate these integration of systems. But when people are working from home, there isn't the distance between an office building and a home. Those two home and work systems have now been brought into the very same space. And it really can help people see that things are much more integrated, even on a daily basis, than probably what they ever imagined. I think it just makes what I would say the covert more overt, meaning we know all that stuff about people, but now we can see it much more clearly. And it really is what is. We've tried to segregate people from their work and their home. We don't really want to see people as part of a family. We want to just see them as this being a team member or being my boss. So I think it brings the reality of who we are into much better focus. The optics of it can't be denied.